I want to acknowledge and thank today's luncheon chairs, Michelle Kaye and her sister Claudia Resnikoff. These two ladies have been tireless in their attention to detail and commitment to this event. Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the two of them to you so you can hear firsthand why Lupus LA matters. Thank you all for being here today, and please join me in welcoming the dynamic duo, Michelle Kaye and Claudia Resnikoff.
Thank you, Linda, and thanks to each and every one of you for coming to support this very important cause. Sometimes you don't really know how devastating a disease can be until it strikes home and hits your own family. 5 years ago, that is exactly what happened to our family when my niece was diagnosed with lupus. I'd now like to introduce my sister and co-chair, Michelle Kaye, to tell you her story.
Well, I know almost all of you, and I'm still so nervous. I don't know what came over me. My beautiful daughter, Jillian, became sick at the age of 15. The excruciating migraines lasted all day, every day. We went right to the neurologist. Thankfully, there was no brain tumor, but instead blood work that indicated inflammation and autoimmune issues. With that information, we went directly to the autoimmune doctor, Dan Wallace. After numerous tests, we were told it was lupus. I didn't know anything about lupus other than it definitely wasn't good news. Even though she was on a variety of pain pills, steroids, various other drugs to get the inflammation under control, Jillian continued in debilitating pain. Dr. Wallace finally resorted to chemotherapy. That year, she endured 8 rounds of chemo to finally calm down some of her pain, as well as spending a month in a hospital in Michigan with an IV cocktails in an attempt to get her head pain under control, to no avail. Jillian missed the better part of 2 years of high school, unable to function. Even so, to her credit, she was accepted to 6 or 7 colleges. She went off to UC Santa Barbara and was in heaven the first year. Although there were some ups and downs, she made it through successfully. This past year, though, was not as good. Jillian, once again, was in debilitating pain. And although she continued to attempt to stay at school, she ended up withdrawing the entire year, home again, doing chemotherapy once again for 6 months. I am elated to report that Jillian has successfully resumed school this fall, doing tremendously well. It has been almost 5 years since this nightmare began. For any child to endure what she has been through is a nightmare. To be a parent of that child is heartbreaking. As parents, we always want to make things better, make the pain go away. How tragic to see your child suffering and not be able to make it go away. Praying and pleading for her to have what we all want for our children, to be a kid and to go out and live life. Lupus, the best kept secret. What's with that? How can it be that a disease that affects 1.5 million people, primarily women, is so unknown to so many, that people are not aware it exists? How is it that lupus has not had a new drug successfully developed in over 50 years? This past summer, trials began on the first promising new drug for lupus. It is expected to be FDA approved. Although this is absolutely terrific, it is unfortunately not appropriate for all patients, including my Jillian. Therefore, research is needed for new answers and new treatments So many people suffering from this ghastly disease. Lupus LA is about raising dollars to help fund the research needed to find new treatments for lupus. Because of our passionate team, and I must applaud our team, it's an incredible team. And terrific events like this one, wow. We have accomplished so much in raising awareness and well-needed funds. Our patient outreach programs help those with lupus that cannot afford drugs, or even more basic needs such as being unable to pay an electric bill or put food on the table because they are unable to work due to their pain. As any debilitating or chronic disease, it touches the entire family. Every member is affected in some fashion. With that being said, please join me in applauding my daughter Danielle, who took it upon herself to do something positive with our circumstances. Last spring, Danielle held an event to benefit Lupus LA and raised over $6,000. I am so proud of you, honey. Your awareness and financial support for this debilitating disease is needed to get answers. As a mother, I personally would like to thank each and every one of you for your presence and support here today. Thank you so very much.